Hi everyone, thank you for watching this video and thank you for following us in our Seimpi School YouTube channel. My name is teacher Camila and today I would like to share with you some of the many benefits of taking a jazz piano exam. I know for some of you the jazz voice like a very complex type of music where only professional musicians can survive or can really take part of the industry. But the truth is like nobody is born as a professional jazz player. Being a jazz player is something that you build, that you train, and it takes many, many years of preparation. So it's very important to find what is your starting point. What is this point that will save you a lot of time? I will really guide you through the entire way. So in this particular point, I really think taking a jazz exam can be very helpful because it will make your work so much easier. Remember, jazz exam is based on a syllabus, and this one, they already do like the hard work for you. They broke down all this complexity of chords, harmonies, melodies, and they organize it into levels. Levels from grade 1 on to grade 8, even diploma levels. So no matter what level you're standing at, you can feel comfortable while taking a jazz exam. So from the different boards offering jazz examinations, today I would like to talk about the LCM jazz exams, London College of Music, because I think it's one of the most approachable ones in the market right now, especially if you are a young student or just a beginner. So right now, let's talk a bit about the components of the exam. The first of the exam components is the technical work, and this one is related to scales and arpeggios as the same as you were preparing for a classical exam. Now, in addition to major and minor scales, in the jazz exam you will be introduced to other type of scales like pentatonic scales, blues scales, modal scales that are very important because they don't only are going to help you to build a strong foundation into your piano playing, but also will help you to build a jazz vocabulary. Remember, all these scales is what you are going to use in order to improvise. So, a pentatonic scale is like this C major pentatonic, for example. You will be asked to swing the rhythm, and swing is when you take the straight quavers. They are written as straight quavers, and you have to give this triplet feel, like tan ta tan ta tan ta tan ta tan. This pattern is very important for all jazz music, and it's in the drum pattern. So it's very important that you master this rhythm. I think one of the best way to work on this rhythm is by using a backing track with drums that you can really have fun and mess around a little bit with the sonority. Let's check it out. Your left hand. I think it's a very cool way to practice skills. Of course, you remember, you are building a strong foundation, so don't be worried, just repeat it as many times as you can. The next component is actually the most important one because it's the performance. And in this one, you will be asked to play 3 pieces. It's very important to notice that the handbook for LCM, Jazz Piano Handbook 1, you can find the exam materials from grade 1 to grade 5. And the Jazz Piano Handbook 2, you can find the repertoire for grade 6, 7, 8. Of course, in the book, there is not all the repertoire choices, but at least they offer 2 pieces, and you are asked to play 3. So most of the repertoire is already in the book. And something to notice about the jazz pieces is they always allow you a power to improvise. And in this point that we are talking about low grades, like grade 1 and grade 2, we are not talking really about improvisation because this is a very difficult skill to master. What we are talking is about creating music. So they even allow you to write out your ideas in the score. So you don't need to be very stressed about knowing how to improvise when you are going through a grade 1 exam, because that's not one of the goals. All you need to do is create music in a fun way, show that you are able to use the technical work, skills, and arpeggios in a creative way, and just take part of the creative process in the pieces you are performing. So I would like to share with you some of the pieces included here for the grade 1, which is 3 chords trick. And I want you to notice that here, this is the piece and have these sections where say improvise, but you can write out, and they even give you the notes that you can use for that improvisation. So it's not too difficult to do. Your piano teacher will help you to go through this section in an effective way. So. Improvising. Improvisation. So in a jazz exam, taking part of the creative process is the most important. So you don't really have to follow exactly what is given to you in the score. If you want to change and you do it knowing what you are doing in a creative way, you are allowed to, and actually the examiner will appreciate all your creative effort. The third component will be called musical awareness. And in here you will be asked to name some of the musical symbols or performance directions that you will find in your pieces. This is a very completely oral section of the exam, and you will be asked questions like, example, what is an accidental, a bar line, like a staff, treble clef, those kind of questions. You will also be asked to assign a simple descriptive word to pieces to describe their mood. Example, if you think the pieces you just play sounds happy, sad, bouncy, and why do you think so? I think it's a very interesting way to start creating a critical thinking in the students, because then it's not only performing the pieces, but also what do you think, why they are your favorite pieces, how do they make you feel, and so on. The next component is called creative response test, and I think this is the most tricky one, because you will be tested into sight reading and improvising at the same time. So you will be given 4 bars. 2 of these bars are already written, so you have to sight read it. And the other 2 bars, you are going to improvise them following the chord symbols that they give you. Example, in the handbook, they already give you an example of the creative response test, and it will go something like this. This is what is written that you're supposed to sight read. The following 2 bars have a G on top for G major chord on your left hand. You can improvise something using exactly the same notes of the chord. And finish on the C major chord, which is the tonic for this exercise. So as you see, it's very simple. You don't really have to feel very pressure about this exercise, and there are so many ways that you can develop your improvising ideas. The book offers rhythm exercise that you can start training how to create rhythm patterns, and after you feel comfortable with the rhythm, you only need to add the notes of the chord to the exercise. The last of the tests of the components is the oral test, and this one includes 3 tests. The first of them is about rhythm meter. They will ask you to clap, identify say 2 or 3 times, which is exactly the same as for the classical exams. The next test will be identify which of 2 notes is the higher or the lowest. Example, they play. And if they ask you which one is the highest, of course, you will say the first one. And these exercises are very easy to train along with your teacher. The last of the exercises will be seeing clearly the missing final note of a short tune in a major key. So for that one, they will give you the key chord, and then when they play the tune, so you have to sing the last note. The trick of this is like they will always finish in a very unstable grade of the scale. Right now, It's right on the 7th degree of the scale. Of course, kind of sounds like the end. So you only need to raise up a semitone, and right there you get the end. So if you play it again, la, and right there comes. It's also a very easy exercise, especially if you train with enough time. So these are all the components for the grade 1 exam. I hope you feel now a little bit more clear, and if you think sometimes classical repertoire is too heavy for you and you feel that you have this creativity, all this that you need to share with people, please don't be scared. Just approach us in Seimpi School of Music. We will be really very glad to help you. My name is Teacher Camila. Thank you all for watching this video. See you next time.